Welcome back to MoistSMP. It has been a while, and that is entirely my fault. For those of you who've been wondering where I am and what happened to the videos, well, to be honest, I got sick, I got hurt, and I really wasn't able to record. To be brutally honest, I wasn't even able to really speak all that much. So when I got sick, when I got hurt, I really was putting this kind of on the back burner. However, I haven't even been on the server all that much. They had an end fight. They fought a dragon. And I wasn't here. I wasn't here for it. I was going to be here for it, but I went to lay down and take a nap a couple hours before the end fight, and I kind of slept through the entire thing. Hi down there. But we are back. The videos are back. I'm back. It's nice to be back. And we've had a couple things happen on the server. Like, for example, yes, we do have the end open. So if I wanted to, I could travel over to the end, go get an elytra, and do all those wonderful end game things. I'm not doing that right now. Ah, Mr. Zombie? He had it coming. But no, we're not going to do... But no, we're not going to do any of that right now. We do have other things we need to take care of. For example, our bees really haven't been producing all that much. And yes, that is entirely my fault. Unfortunately, like I said, I haven't even really been able to be on the server much while I was sick. So our little honey farm, as you can see right over here, still really doesn't have all that much in it. I haven't even needed to upgrade this tank. There's so little in it. But not only that, go inside, even for this, we still don't have all that much. I am going to have to do some AFKing here at the base soon, so that way things can get producing again. But right now, that's not really a How are you over there? Excuse me? How are you over there? I have this entire area lit up. What do you think you're doing? Okay, I missed one spot. I missed one spot. A little too far away. Hold on. Still too far away. There, that's much better. Now, what was I saying? Oh, we do have other things to do. I do need to do some AFKing around the base. There is something over here. I don't know what this is. I don't remember doing it. I have a cool item you can borrow from me. Casty Live. What in the world? Let's read this. Hello, update. So you're doing a better terraforming. I thought you would like to borrow my really cool pickaxe. I mainly just want to show it off. Here's a quick preview of the item. Next page. Here's a more detailed preview of the item. I think it's funny. No, but really, it's worth a little bit of extra effort. Probably. Maybe not. But it's a very unique item. Uncraftable, I believe. I just kind of stumbled into it. Find my old base. It's very near spawn, just next to a river. And just walk into some cherry signs. We'll guide you to the rest. I also tied some skeletons for decor. Just remember to silk touch it if you want to pick it back up. And there's a lock. Oh, that's not the one I want to add. And there's a lock. I don't know where Cass's old base is. I don't know where Cass's old base is, so we're going to have to figure that out soon. Or I'm going to have to ask. But we do have some things to take care of. One of the things is we need... First of all, I'm going to go put all these away into our storage system. I don't really need them at the moment, but I do want the shulker box. One of the things we need to do is we need to set up our shop. One of the things that has been called for over on the Discord is for people to start building their shops at spawn. They want the shopping district to feel more alive, for more things going on. So we definitely need to get our farmers market going, probably today. Another thing I would like to do is, yeah, I gotta admit, I want to visit the end. However, it's not that much of a priority because between episodes, I accidentally made a friend. This is Strawberry. Strawberry is a chocobo. Not only is Strawberry a chocobo, Strawberry is a chocobo that can fly. I was doing something in the nether, went near the nether fortress, and I found Strawberry there. And now I have a flying mount. So I don't really need an elytra all that much. It's also really, really fast. Whee! So I don't really need the elytra all that much, but I'd still kind of like to have one. It's just not a huge priority. All right, let's get off of Strawberry. Put her away. Strawberry, put her away. Let's gather some things. And probably let's get started on our farmer's market. All right, and now that the floor is in, let's talk a little bit about the creative process that I have going on here. Now, up on the screen, you're going to see kind of what I'm drawing on for inspiration. Been to a lot of farmers markets in the past, and a lot of time, while they originally start as roadside stands, as the farm gets bigger, as it gets more people coming to visit, what they'll usually do is they'll take an outbuilding, a barn, a shed, a machinist shed, and turn that into a full-on shop. You'll have a full wall of open bays. You'll have multiple doors. You'll have a lot of windows. But most of all, they're fairly short buildings. They're not all that tall, but they will have overhangs, they'll have awnings, and they'll have some things outside for people to look at as well, not just what you see inside the shop. That's why I have that little kind of cement pad outside. That's what I was trying to do with the andesite. I will texture it up a little bit soon, but I wanted to show like that little cement pad that maybe they would have the flowers outside for you to pick that came from the gardens, that came from the orchards, as well as some of the fresh produce that is out for display. I'm not gonna do a time lapse this time. I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I'm gonna do a little bit of building, and then I'm gonna bring you in, talk you through the process that I'm doing, and then we'll keep going from there. It's still very, very, actually, I can see one thing I wanna do already differently. I wanna make this pretty tall, because we do have taller people on the server. It's still very much in its ugly stage at the moment, but I think the vision is there. That needs to go back one more. Oh no, I did my math wrong. It's fine. Let's, this is center column. So we're just gonna do that so that way I know where it is. But the bones are there. The whole, screwed that one up. There we go. The bones are there. The idea is here. You can kind of see how, especially from the side, this might look like it was an old converted barn that had the awning added to it. I think what I may do is I may try and like sneak an old farm vehicle back here, or even honestly just like a dumpster or some sort of shady dealer. I'm not quite sure yet. But you can see the vision. The inside is not all that large, but we do have multiple floors that we could probably work with. So if I put like a secondary floor right in here, it won't be as accessible, but maybe we could have a couple more items up there. But as you walk along, you'd come up the path, you'd see the fruits, the veggies, the hanging plants, all that sort of thing that are going on right here. And that kind of gives that whole idea of a farmer's market where farms are important. People are here to buy their produce. They're here to buy their milk. They're here to buy, you name it. So that's kind of, I also love that little gap right in there. I think that worked out way better than I thought it was going to. But I'm going to do a little bit more work. Like I said, it's very much in the ugly stage right now. I need a better angle. Hold on. I keep forgetting we can't stand on trees. Okay, it's very much in the ugly stage right now still. I'm gonna keep working at it though. I think I have the right idea going on. Suddenly feeling slightly less confident. What did I do here? How does that make no sense? What did I do here? All right, with that, I think the shell is complete. Oh, I missed a spot. Of course I did. Oh, luckily I got a couple more stairs. I actually had to do a little bit more digging and get a few more supplies. I wasn't expecting to use as much deep slate as I did, but I am very happy with how the roof came out. I'm probably going to add something here in the center to make it a little bit more interesting, but so far so good. I'm very happy with how the roof came out. This is definitely feeling like A barn. I can't say I'm feeling too much better about the way this is looking yet, but it's getting there. We're still an ugly stage. It's just a raw shell. There's no decorations. There's no anything. It's still an ugly stage. So I gotta figure something out. Well, besides decoration is pretty much going to be simple. We're going to have a little cashier right over here where I'm going to have the payments set up. We do have, I can use a shop over here for an example. We do have these, which are simple shops. It's supposedly a safer way for people to, contact Squishy. Okay. Put up what they have for items, so that way people can't steal the cogs, things like that. I gotta be honest, I'm not too concerned about people stealing cogs. So I'm probably going to avoid using it personally. I still sort of prefer the old school style, where you have the barrels, you have the payment area, that sort of thing. Aesthetically, I prefer it. I think that looks a lot neater. I think it looks a lot cleaner. And that's just personal opinion. But I think having these two walls with the windows is going to help a lot. I definitely want to put a window up here. I definitely want to put a window up there, just because I feel like that's going to help kind of balance things off a little bit. And these are definitely going to be window panes. They're not just going to be straight up windows. Though, I think maybe the two small windows right there will be better. Just have the two small windows instead. I think that might work better. I'm going to play with a couple of things in here, and I will bring you guys back in fairly shortly. The process is starting to be trusted. I'm liking the front of this. The front of this is looking great. Looks like there's produce to grab that you can buy from. We got a whole bunch of different varieties. We got some in crates. We got some in bags. We got some plants that are hanging down, looking absolutely lovely. I did make sure to put up my shop permit as well. I think this is kind of what I want for the outs. I think I might put another pumpkin here, though. No, bag of apples. I know it's kind of in the path, but oh well. I think this is kind of what I want for how the outside is going to go. Like, it's going to look a little eclectic. It's going to look a little all over the place, but it's supposed to be eye-catching. Like, it's drawing your vision in to try and look inside and say, oh, what is for sale in here? So that way people will walk around and buy the things that we need. I think that's a tree. I think I'm on the right path here. It's definitely very much still trust the process. We need a little bit of lighting out here, though. Let me go grab some lighting. It's still at the house. A rustic feeling about using a pumpkin that you just happen to have outside as a means to support one of your lanterns. I kind of love it. I gotta say, the more I'm doing this, the more I'm falling in love with it. This is going to be like the main walking path. I think I want to switch this over just to stone, because that way it can show that it's being worn down in time. Maybe have trail off in these directions as well, because people are going to be walking through here. It has to tell a story. A path gets worn with use and with age. So one of the reasons why I have nothing really against this pillar, but I do this one, is the main shopping area comes down from here. So I said before, I have this vision of the Much Brunch Tavern buying their produce from this place. So they would come up here, they would come up the path, and they would turn here. So you'd probably have a lot more of a worn path going this way as opposed to this way. People are less likely to be going off in this direction, as it really currently doesn't go anywhere. So by having it turn towards where the major traffic is going to be, I think that's going to help sell the entire effect a lot better. But that's just kind of where my mind is at the moment. I need to put away a few more things. And let's grab these. Because I decided I don't want to do doors. I don't want to do doors. They're not needed. I might have to put that a little higher, but the doors really aren't needed. This way people can get in and out. Hopefully this will be tall enough for most people. Worst comes to worst, I can also just put it up one more. So that way people can get in and out. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to do that right now. So we do right there, right there. Actually, I kind of like the way it frames that little window up there as well. This way, even the taller people can come in, they can grab their produce and grab what they need to go. I'm liking the idea. I know the walls are still a little plain. They need some work. I'm going to mix in a little bit of the stripped spruce in there as well. But for right now, I'm really enjoying the way this is coming out. I'm going to do a little bit more work on the interior, probably do a little bit mixing in of that stripped spruce, like I was just saying. I'm going to bring you back in just a couple minutes because I have a little bit more I want to do on this to make it look not so boring. It isn't done by any means. It is still looking nice on the outside. I still have way more I need to do on the outside. But I will say, at least the shop is now usable. We have, except for the honeycomb and the honey jars, we have tomatoes, onions. We have a whole bunch of the veggies and all. I need a lot more apples. Corn, wheat, barley, oat. I'll be honest, this is not a shop I see selling out very often. A lot of people will just farm these items for themselves, so I really don't see this happening too often where I sell out. I wanted to have this option and have like a little bit of a lore area where items could be bought, because that's really all it's about, isn't it? There is still more to do. I'm going to plug away a little bit more at this before I officially announce the shop opening, but I'm so far happy with it. The shop is finally fully done. As you can see, the vines have started to take over. We even have an ATM outside. Everything is looking, we got some barrels outside, some pumpkins. I added some shrubbery, some leaves. I decided not to put anything back here in the end, mostly because I didn't want to ruin what the server had with the lanterns and everything going on. But the shop itself is finally done. Even the inside has become decorated with lovely little things, including a hayloft. Now, some of you may be wondering, again, why this took so long. I did discuss it in the beginning, but more things happened. So, from where you left off on the last time we were here, I just want to see if anything actually sold as well. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Nothing is sold. From the last time we left off here, I'll just be blunt. That was my second time filming it. That was the real reason why there was no time lapse. I had done a time lapse. I had done a recording of everything, and everything was broken. Like, the time lapse was completely broken. All of it was completely broken. There was absolutely no usable footage in that. So instead, I had to tear down the building and rebuild it entirely. So unfortunately, that's the real reason why there was no time lapse. However, the building is now done. It has been open. It's been open for a little while in the Discord, and I'm very happy with it. But that is honestly where I'm going to leave things with you guys. I know it's been a little bit of a weird episode, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, have fun, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.